Hello, Gemini. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Light Seer's Tarot by Chris Ann, Supportive Oracle Cards, the Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. I think these go well together. I really do. So we're using them. What do we have for Gem? You do not disappoint, Gemini. This is going to be a lively reading, I can already tell you. You do not disappoint. Where are you going? What are you doing? You're having fun. I think you are having fun with this. But you have hot-cold energy the whole way down the line. Hot-cold, hot-cold. But I think you're really enjoying yourself for the possibilities that you're seeing and the things that you're choosing. And I feel like before I get too far into this, you already know there's a difference between just thinking about something and actually making it happen. And you're kind of knowing. I feel like you're already going into this kind of like, if I really want something to happen, I have to choose it and move it forward. If I don't move something forward, a thought is just a thought. Okay. Hot cold energy right off the bat. Ace of Cups and the Seven of Swords, right? Yep. So, you know what you want. You know what you want right off the bat. When I'm getting into this, you know what you want. I keep getting that, which is interesting for Gemini, because you see so many aspects, but you've chosen what you want. You know what you want. You definitely know what you want. Trick is, how do you get it? In which you can see many paths, but you're like, then it's like, all right, I know what I want. Now which way to do it? Some paths are harder than others, but you're also that one to be like, that may be a harder path, but it could have a better outcome. Let me think about it. Let me see what I got. You know what you want. I keep getting it. You know what you want. You know what you want. But you're walking away from people who don't serve you or won't help you. This is not going to be something you share with everybody. This is very private. I think that's why we got the Seven of Swords with it. You're going to kind of be... Sometimes I don't think the word sneaky is bad, but you judge for yourself. You're sneaking around the situation because not everybody has the right to know. I used to, like, when I was a lot younger, I would kind of trip around certain issues, and I'd be like, that's just because they're asking the question doesn't mean I'm obligated to give them that information. And either I won't tell them, or, especially when I was younger, if I got really offended, I would mislead somebody, but just because I was offended that they even asked. When I was younger, I was more like that, because I would get angry, like, and that was how I would get even. Like, you had the nerve to ask, and you have no right to ask that. I'll just tell you what I think you want to hear, and we'll just go from there. Just because it would make me mad, honestly. And I think people don't realize that. Sometimes, I think that's more of a common practice than maybe not. I could be wrong. When somebody asks a question and it's inappropriate, it's kind of like, oh, you don't just get that answer just because you had the guts to ask. Now I'm going to mess with you. I'm going to mess with you for having the nerve to cross that line. I do have a little bit of Gemini going on in my chart here, just a little bit, so I'm wondering, is that a Gemini trait? You let me know. Kind of like, just because you asked doesn't mean you get the answer. And I remember when I was younger especially, I would get offended once in a while, like somebody had the nerve to ask me something. I'm like, whether that's true or not, that means nothing for you. You're not going anywhere with that information. It was a dating thing. Somebody said something to me, and I was like, they were right, but I wasn't going to let them know that, because whether they're right or not, I wasn't going to be dating them, because I was like, I don't like you. So, as I keep going forward, Seven of Wands, Hawk Spirit. How am I going to make this happen is still here, but you might have a couple incidences where somebody's like crossing the line and getting in your business. I don't know if they're asking direct questions like I was, like not directly offensive questions, but they might be crossing lines and trying to get in your business a little farther than you want them to be. So you might mislead them because, you know, sometimes that's what it takes to keep people out of your business. I've done it. Clearly, I just admitted to it. So I don't know if you're going to do it. Like, you let me know if that's appropriate or not. Because I feel like just because somebody asks doesn't mean that they're, they don't get to put you into a corner. They don't have the right to, get you into a corner you and make you get some information. Just they may think so, but that's not how it works. And I feel like you're holding the line. One way or another, the bottom line is you're not giving out information. And you're not going to let somebody use it against you. You're going to do what you have to do. The hawk spirit is like, you're like, I have things I'm going to do. And I feel like if I give out too much information, or even if it's like halfway information, they can become an obstacle, and I don't want that. So you're going to do what you need to do to protect yourself. Protect the situation, protect your outcome. What you think's appropriate is up to you. What I did in the past, you might have a comment about that, but that's what I've done. I don't do it anymore because it just doesn't serve me. Because then you have to go back and fix it, and you have to be like, well, I didn't like that person, so that's why I said that to them. So I've had those conversations, like, well, but you told so-and-so. I'm like, yeah, because I didn't like that they asked me, and I just said that because I was annoyed. That's why I said that. And I've admitted to that. Don't do it again. I don't do that anymore because those are awkward conversations. And anyway, Page of Wands coming in with the Temperance. Whoever is asking you whatever they're asking you, this energy doesn't really seem to match you very well, and I feel like they're moving on. They're moving on. They're not an obstacle for long. It feels like when the two of these energies together, because sometimes Temperance talks about Sagittarius, which is in direct opposition of Gemini usually. So sometimes those energies really don't get along. They get along well for a while, and then they explode. It doesn't go well. So I'm getting this energy doesn't seem to hang around long, and it doesn't really become an obstacle. It seems to be doing a lot of things, and it just kind of like asks you some questions maybe you don't like, and then it just kind of moves on. So it's not this first part they're saying, don't worry about this. It's not going to become an obstacle. Nothing to worry about. And you probably threw them off anyway, so they really don't pay attention to it much after that. Whatever you said, they're happy with it, copacetic, they move on. Cool. You don't want them in your way anyway. Desired outcome from what I can see. The next phase, and I think there's 3 phases here. The Fool with the 2 of Swords. You're still blocking people. You're like, I don't want everybody a part of this at this point. But you're making choices, not just in your brain, but you're making things happen. You're like, for example, if you're going into real estate, you're taking the steps to, for example, if you need a real estate license to sell real estate and you want to do that, you're signing up for the courses and you're getting that together. If you're looking to buy something or whatever, you're doing the research and you're starting to look at houses. You know what I mean? You're physically doing something. That's the Fool I'm feeling for you. Like, you haven't completely locked it in, but you're taking the steps to make it happen. And you've started the beginning process. You're physically making it happen. Physically, it's coming in. You're also taking this leap of faith here with the frog. What does it say? Clear out the clutter. I'm getting leap of faith, but still, it's frog. So I do feel like you're simplifying it. That would make sense, especially for Gemini. You're moving forward, and you're just kind of like, instead of living with all these possibilities, you're choosing things. Like, all right, I got 7 different ways I can go. I'm going to go this way. And this is giving me more possibilities. I'm choosing this one. You're stepping forward. You're like, this isn't just going to stay in my brain. This is going to happen, and here we go. Leap of faith. I'm getting leap of faith. Like, you keep moving forward. Like, I don't feel like you're convinced you're making the perfect moves, but you're making the best moves. I think that you're going to get it. I know you're going to get it because I know Gemini understands that. Like, are they the best moves? I mean, are they the perfect moves? Are they the best I can make right now? Yeah. See what I'm seeing, what I can see from here, from this angle, from this viewpoint. I'm doing that. Looks like the best. Is it the best? Is it ultimately the perfect move? But it works for now. Works for now. You're going forward. Now, when this is happening, it's starting to come forward in a couple different ways, because like the environment is almost like rising up to meet you. 6 of Pentacles. Doors are opening. The way this feels to me, now you can take it anywhere you want, it's like the universe is acknowledging you're choosing, you want, and it's like the universe is behind you on this, kind of like, okay, as long as you keep making choices, as long as you keep putting that participation in, as long as you keep moving forward, as long as you keep moving forward physically with these, the universe is like, all right, we'll back that. Okay. The more you put in, the more we put in. You know what I mean? It's kind of like it's matched effort. You know, like, you know, when you have a kid and you're like, well, if you save that dollar, I'll match that dollar. I remember, like, there was a bank I worked for years ago. We did like a fundraiser for cancer. My aunt passed away of cancer, so we did this fundraiser afterwards in memory of her. And the bank I worked for at the time, I don't know if they do it anymore, they would match dollar for dollar whatever was raised. And we raised like 500 and something bucks. So they matched it. That's kind of what I'm feeling with the universe here. They're helping you make this work. You're putting in $150, they're matching $150. You're walking out there and looking for something to find, they're throwing something in your path so you have something to find. This is how this feels to me. More effort you put in, the more effort the universe puts in. I really keep feeling that. Six of Swords is here with the pig spirit. You might get a couple moments where you're like, I don't know, like it makes you nervous, kind of like, I'm getting this, is this all there is feel? I put in 150 worth of effort, I'm getting 150 back. Is that as good as it gets? This is why this might be the biggest part of this reading. Whatever you put in, you're going to get back. So if you put in $5,000, be careful. I'm not saying do that, whatever you're doing, I'm not saying, but like if you put in $5,000 worth of effort, $5,000 worth of support is coming back from the universe. It just seems like when I'm getting the Six of Pentacles, whatever you put in, you get back. Whatever you put in, you get out. It's balancing. It's very Virgo feel. You're not Virgo, I know that. But it's kind of like that for some reason. And I feel like you're going to have to test it. Test it. Do that. I feel like that'll be fun for you. All right, I put in 150, got 150 out. Let me try 300. I got 300 out. All right, let me try 500. I mean, I'm getting a little risky. Why not? Oh, I did. I got that return. I put that much in. I got that much out. Huh. This is working out for me. Because I feel like you're going to discover that. The wheel is turning in your favor. Again, the universe comes in with a message. Whatever you want to believe that to be. I'm not looking here to define anybody's spirituality. But what I'm getting here is like, the wheel is turning in your favor. The strength you put in is being matched. But it's all dependent on your own personal strength. This is going to thrive or fail. I didn't want to say it, but I feel like I need to. Thrive or fail based on your effort, your physical effort in the situation. Your brain is solid all day, all night. And you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm going to go here with this, because I've known a few Geminis. They have their brains, like, that's solid. That's solid. But sometimes things get caught up in the thought, and they don't manifest because they never bring it from the thought into reality. Gemini is not the only sign with that problem. I'm a Pisces. Pisces have that problem too. Different way. It works differently, but still. You want something to happen, you're going to have to create it. The universe is saying, hey, we're backing you. It's all built on your strength. And you have the strength to do this. But you got to remind yourself of that. Okay. Because this is really, I feel like this is really good for Gemini. Of course, I'm going to see the comments and you're going to tell me if I'm crazy. So, I'm sure. But you're going to realize this is the rub. The Sun card and the Five of Swords. And I was like, this is very dramatic. But now it makes complete sense to me why this is here. You can have a high level of success. But it's going to be like, if you breathe and live this situation morning, noon, and night, you will get out a tremendous amount of success. But at the same time, is that the way you want your life to be? Do you want this situation to be breathing it in and out, eating, sleeping, drinking, every moment of your life, this situation? Do you want that? Because you have to ask yourself that. Is this situation engaging enough for you? Thing is, this is another thing I've noticed with Gemini, and you, again, tell me in the comments if I'm wrong. Something can be very, very lucrative, But if it's only lucrative, only, and it's not stimulating mentally, it becomes harder and harder and harder to stick with it. Even though it might be monetarily the right decision, if it bores you to tears and you can't stand it, it just after and it'll just self-destruct after a while. I don't think this is one of those situations, but this is another big piece of this reading. You must, because this is a part of your success, you must love it. You must build something into it for your own amusement. It doesn't have to be like if I'm looking at a house. I use these analogies a lot. So it's kind of like, okay, I got to build a structure. Basement, first floor, second floor, roof. And there's just like, you need certain beams to keep the thing secure. This has to be there, that has to be there. But they would be like, well, for Gemini, especially if it was a house building thing, how much can we play with the design? Does it always have to be 3 stories? Does it always have to have a basement? You know the answer, I don't, to what you're doing. You know what I mean? We can make the houses different colors. We could probably make them different shapes. Maybe I want to make a circle house. Maybe I want to make a house that looks kind of like one of those old Victorians. It looks like it has 2 of those pillars in the front, and then you got to make it changeable and exciting. You got to make it random. There has to be some random pieces that are secure. You got to make sure that's in there. You got to build that in. Don't just go for the easy way to do it. You got to find the entertainment for yourself. If you can entertain yourself with this, you're gold. It'll still be an effort to keep yourself engaged with it at times, but if you're at least amused with what you're doing, if you're at least like, I wonder how this is going to work out. I know it's going to be lucrative, but I wonder the way I'm doing it, is it going to be more or less lucrative than usual? I got to play with it a little bit. I got to have fun with it. If you can do that, you're good. This situation, by the way, is going to take off. The whole thing with the snake here, I feel like the snake is looming here, kind of like, if you're bored, I feel like it's boredom. I really do, which is weird for a snake. But if you think about it, like, wait a minute. If a snake is coiled up and you don't really notice it's there, it's boring. If you don't know it's there. If you know it's there, it may be a little bit unnerving, but it may be also something like, I don't want to deal with that. If it's not doing anything, it's just coiled up over there. And I feel like this is talking about boredom. Kind of like, if you just kind of ignore it like it's not there, sooner or later it'll creep up on you and get you. And boredom will bring you down. If you know it's there, but you're like, I got to do it this way, and you're just like, I just have to accept that it's there, I just stay away from it, I just won't get bored. I just won't get bored. Yeah, okay, that works. If you just kind of like, yeah, it's there, but I got to deal with it. It just has to be there. Sooner or later, it's going to start being an issue, and it'll start running around the yard, and you won't know where it is, and then after a while, it'll become an actual problem. But if you head for that snake and you're like, all right, there's one there, does that mean there's more around here? What do we need to do? Is it poisonous? Do I need to call somebody to deal with that? Like, if you head towards it and just like, I don't want to deal with it, but I feel like I need to. And now that I'm dealing with it, how do I secure this situation to where I don't have more of these snakes in my yard? Do I need to put up some type of fence? Is there a certain type of herb or plant I can put around here that they don't like and they will stay away? What do I need to do? How can I make this better? Heading towards it. Because I feel like a lot of you, the way I'm seeing this is whatever this situation is, it feels like there's a little bit of boredom here, but I almost feel like I have to accept it, which seems very strange for Gemini. Kind of like, well, if I accept it, this is more secure. If I accept it, this is more lucrative. And it may be a lot more lucrative, and it may be very lucrative to accept the boredom. But on the other hand, the boredom will bring you down. So it's kind of like, you might have to play with how lucrative this is going to be. It seems like whatever you're changing, you can keep it lucrative. It's just like it may fluctuate how lucrative from time to time. It may go up and down, up and down. But for you to stay engaged, to get your success, you got to stay engaged. You got to have something that doesn't bore your pants off. You know what I mean? You have to be engaged. The Chariot here is telling me you will really love this. You will be very secure in this. Even if other people don't understand it, you'll be very secure in this if you can keep that excitement with it. Because I feel like other people might criticize you, like, oh, Gemini, you're not doing the best you could with that. They can just stay over there. That's fine. If you have to hear them and they want to tell you things, cool. Listen to them. I don't think they're going to understand. If you want to absorb that information and put it to the side and apply it every now and then, do what you got to do. I just don't see them understanding, like, you don't understand, I got to keep this exciting for me or I'm not going to be able to do this. Because I don't think they're going to get it. They're like, no, that doesn't make sense. And you're like, well, it does, but you're not going to get it. You have to have some type of entertainment value to this. I think that's a great thing. You will be very secure. This makes me feel very secure. I know people are like, well, that's the Chariot. How do you feel that? How do you get that from that? Chariot a lot of times talks about Cancer energy. Cancer talks about home, talks about security with family. And I feel like that's what I'm getting, security with this situation. It's wild. It's got a lot of energy. It goes forward. It rushes forward. But at the same time, it's very secure and it protects those it loves. So you could have that energy, but the situation will protect you and continue on very lucratively, at least as much as you need it to, by honoring what you really need out of it. All right, I think we're there. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.